After Larry Ogunjobi failed his physical, the Chicago Bears already got his replacement. They have signed defensive tackle Justin Jones from the Los Angeles Chargers to a 2-year deal worth $12 million. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another Chicago Bears free agency update video. I'll be doing these every single signing the Bears make, reacting to what the signing is. So if you guys want these updates, definitely be sure to subscribe to my channel. But today I'll be breaking down the signing of defensive tackle 3 technique Justin Jones from the Los Angeles Chargers. And again, guys, we're only doing this because we missed out on our plan A. Okay, Larry Ogunjobi was our plan A. He was our biggest signing of the offseason, but unfortunately, he failed his physical, so he cannot be signed by the Chicago Bears because he probably won't be ready to play for us. So would have been nice to have him. I was pretty excited to see him sign to the Bears, but we got a plan B now, and I'm sure this was their plan B from the beginning, right? Because we signed Justin Jones, you know, only like 10-15 minutes after they broke the news that Larry Ogunjobi was not going to be signed by the Chicago Bears. So it all happened pretty fast. I'm sure they had their eye on Justin Jones as a potential backup option in case stuff with Ogunjobi failed, and that's exactly what happened. Okay, they had to go to plan B, and no, plan B is not as talented, as dynamic, you know, as plan A was. He's not the same player that Ogunjobi was, but there is still some positives about this signing. Okay, obviously it's a way cheaper signing. It's only 2 years, $12 million, so only $6 million per year. In comparison, Ogunjobi was making about $13.5 million per year, so that's almost half the money that we're paying him, and it's also only for 2 years. Ogunjobi had a 3-year deal, so from a salary cap perspective, this does save us a good amount of money. Okay, now obviously you're also getting a lower quality player, a guy that isn't as proven as Ogunjobi was, but there's still some stuff to like with Justin Jones. He's 6'3", weighs 309 pounds, so a big, tall guy, very strong as well, has some explosion, not as much I would say as Ogunjobi did, but still there's some explosion in his lower body, you know, and you need that explosion for playing 3 technique in this 4-3 defense. Okay, you have to be able to rush the passer, and he certainly does have the build and the physicality to do that. And he's also only 25 years old, guys. So Ogunjobi was actually, I believe, 27 or 28. So we're getting a pretty younger option, which could be a good thing for the Bears. Okay, maybe there's a lot of untapped potential in this guy. If you look at his career, okay, so he was a 3rd round pick by the Los Angeles Chargers back in 2018. So didn't play much during his rookie year. I'll read his stats though right now. So he started playing in 2019, started 12 games in 2019. Didn't have any sacks, but had 30 combined tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits, nothing too special. 2020 had 1 sack, you know, 34 combined tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4 QB hits. But then last year, 2021, probably his best year, only started 11 games, 3 sacks, 37 combined tackles, 5 QB hits, 5 tackles for loss. So you can see, guys, by the stats, he's not like a star player or anything, okay? He's definitely not the caliber of player that Larry Ogunjobi was. So that is kind of disappointing in that regard, that we're not getting the same level of player. But keep in mind, we're only paying half the money for him. So if he can improve on these stats and play at a higher level than he's played at before with more opportunities, this could be a pretty decent signing for the Chicago Bears. Keep in mind, he hasn't been a full-time starter really, you know, for the Los Angeles Chargers. He only started 11 games last year, so maybe with more opportunities, he could, you know, maybe do something with them. And also his run defense, guys, is actually pretty fantastic, because if you look at the Chargers' run defense, they actually had one of the worst run defenses in the entire NFL. But when Justin Jones was on the field, their run defense was significantly better. So when Justin Jones was on the field, the Chargers allowed 3.6 yards per carry, but when he was off the field, they allowed 5.3 yards per carry. That's a pretty significant difference, guys. So clearly he was helping out with their run defense. I mean, he's a big, strong guy, so obviously he can plug those running lanes and really, you know, get to the ball carrier pretty fast. So from a run defense perspective, I think he could be pretty good for this Bears defensive line. The question is, can he be a capable pass rusher on this defensive line as well? Because we're going to need him to be a pass rusher in this 4-3 defense. Okay, you have to be able to get pressure on the quarterback. Last year, he only had 18 pressures. Now keep in mind, only started 11 games, so maybe with more, you know, playing time, he could have way more pressures. But it's a total gamble, guys. We weren't left with many options because, you know, we were expecting to sign Ogunjobi, and then by the time we couldn't sign him, you know, the vast majority of the defensive tackle market already signed with other teams. But again, I'm not trying to write this guy off. I'm not trying to say he's not going to be a good player for us. I'm just saying keep our expectations reasonable because, you know, it's pretty much a prove-it deal, right? Only 2 years, $6 million per year. We'll see what he does for us. Okay, it's a total gamble, but hopefully it pays off. Let me know what you guys think about the signing down below in the comments, but as always, bear down.